And we're back live with the passing show on Harrowings. Hal Gill, your host here. And, we did a little work last night, getting a panel together to Brock's good offices, the voices of Gurdjieff and Hitchens, Feyerabend, and McKenna, Robert Anton Wilson, Buckminster Fuller. There's an interesting collection of books. It's getting a little thicker. Yankee years. It looks like somebody picked up. No, yes, no, yeah. Somebody picked up the stamp catalog I put out here. 2015 Classics Catalog, postage stamp values, information for identification. That's nice. I'm going to pop across here now. It's a jet coming out of National Airport over Florida Avenue and come down. It's actually over the Potomac, I'm sure. It's Crow making its maneuvers. And we have a number of human beings, apparently. Some dogs in the little stroller there. They're so cute. Look like purebred Yorkies. So getting out and about. It's a little later than usual for the passing show. So there's a few more people on the street. It's a Saturday. And that's a pretty healthy looking one. Just spent a little time with my home group, as it's called. Saha, I like to call it. And I've got some critiques to make of it. So I did that with the chair. And at least one person was standing by, our WAIA rep, who's doing a really good job, I think. So I'm a little more out there about that activity and how I feel about it. And now I'm practicing the principles in all my affairs to the best of my ability, passing on what's been freely passed to me. I'm just generally trying to make my way from dawn to dusk, dusk to dawn. And, round and round it goes, cradle to grave. So that's my feeling about today. Let's see. We got minor poet Lucas Lambert, M.I.C.C. Bob Lebeke, and Bobby McCobb. So this is Washington, D.C., by the way. This is raw journalism, the work, in Gurdjieff terms, fourth way. And what else can I say about it? Well, it's primary documentation for historians of the future. And can you imagine the world as children will be seeing? Emerging right now, we have the artificial superintelligence. I started doing some writing about that. It's not finished yet, so I haven't published. But I will be publishing probably before noon. And after that, going up to Columbia, Maryland with my wife, where every cent spent will be a vote for the kind of world that we are co-creating. And I tell you, it's an interesting world to me. Interesting in the way that, the Chinese talked about it. Interesting world. I've got a close the loop on another episode of Harrowing's podcast for Monday with David A. Andelman. Thought about doing a thing called, Harrowing the Streets of D.C. with David A. Andelman. He's 80 years old, great journalist. Now, attended his Zoom recently, so look for Andelman Unleashed and give him some love, He's out there doing what he can to amplify signals through the noise. We're all doing what we can. And whether or not we're doing well at it or not, that's another matter. You can see for yourself. Taking in the metadata from Connecticut Avenue, stretch between S and R so far, crossed R, about to cross Hillier. I like to talk about, things that have happened here in the past. And if you get a chance to see it, there's a movie called Captain America, the Winter Soldier, in which Bucky Barnes shows up again as the Winter Soldier, having been augmented by Hydra as an assassin, did in Tony Stark's parents, as it will be discovered later in Captain America Civil War. And, lots of interesting things happen in the Marvel universe, the multiverse. quantum realm. Lynn and I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania recently, which I thought was quite good. Some things are good, some things aren't so good. I mean, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, not so great. But this building right here is where you have Chris, whatever his name is, the actor playing Steve Rogers, pull up his motorcycle and park it here. And then he goes in, and Nick Fury is shot through the window. So the shooter actually must have been back up that away. And you see Rogers chasing him down. He ends up out over there, though, looking down the street. Anyway, it's a nice little bit of filming, and just a lot of fun for me being a DC resident to see something shot in DC. I was around when the security was being done by a couple of visitors from out of town. I met over by the DuPont Circle Club, which is over Mimosa Salon there. Weber says psychic readings, 1623. So a lot of people go there for help. Not sure how many find it, but if we knew better, we'd do better. Thing is, these days, it's really has to be willful ignorance to have us not know better, to not set alarms, set calendar invites, for our responsibilities. It's just profligate. My rant. There's my neighbor Jeff, I think, coming along. It looks like he's doing pretty good. Or maybe I saw. You never tell. Probably wasn't. There's somebody who looks like Jeff. Oh, well. Keep filming. Keep taking in the passing show. It's like, I'd make it. I think we can make this too. Get back at the count on this crossing. Café du Monde. It's there in 1985. Original French coffee market stand. Café du Monde in New Orleans. I was down there for the Southeast Regional Amnesty International Conference. It was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to take a look around, see if anybody I know is about. Could be. Might be. I'm not really seeing it, though. It's a little late. What time is it? 10:22? Yeah. I think most people have moved on their way. It's a tunnel under here. They're blocked off part of it. It's this one lane coming through. A little tighter. That's Larkspur. I think that's Larkspur. It's really beautiful. It's a bit. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. I have a couple options. What I could do with the rest of the day. Well, not seeing any of my cohort about. But I've sort of shunned them for the past 42 days. Feels like freedom. Become sort of a off the left of center. Where if you want me, you can find me, as Suzanne Vega once pointed out. So I'm just rambling. It's not anything coherent coming up. Somebody decided they wanted to accelerate off the blocks there, kind of unnecessarily. See how things are going afterwards, formally. Now all day. I feel like I have that. I think that's some good salad. Lots of. I can see a lot of people. We want. I'll figure it out. And I'll loop here and come back up 20th, I think. I want to see what I can see. DuPont Circle. matters of pride. A lot of this is raw information about who, what, when, and where, the reality that we're experiencing, while the news media is telling us all kinds of things. But here you can see most people going through their lives. Now, a lot of them have various levels of consciousness. They see what, they're filtering for. I noticed that in stark terms yesterday as I was sitting in daily provisions, just watching, just thinking, just mulling things over. And, I noticed a number of people I know pretty well, have known for 8 years or more. And just completely didn't see me. One did, spoke. That was nice. And then another invited me to join after I sort of brought my presence to his attention. But, you do have to work to be seen. It's easy to be invisible. These guys are writing and putting their books out, are trying to influence. It's Plato and the Tyrant, Fall of Greece's Greatest Dynasty, and the Making of a Philosophic Masterpiece by James Rom. That looks like a good one. I might actually dig into that. Plato and the Tyrant. Got some fiction. Everyone in my family has killed someone. A novel, Benjamin Stevenson. Yeah, so things catch my eye. I tend to amplify those signals. And things that don't catch my eye, well, it might catch yours if you're watching. Like the flight of pigeons. I picked that up, watching them come back around. Had these such great surveillance drones, wouldn't they? Grabbing up data, tap into their little brains. New bio cybernetic pigeons could be bred. Huh. And I don't know what I don't know. Certain nanobot technologies out there now. I'm gonna wait, watch the pigeons some more. I think we can probably go. Let's try the trail across against the light. And scanning back over here. Seeing who's around. See if anybody wants to be in touch. A lot of people waiting there. I don't think I want to go. Daily provisions, too busy. I'll hit them at opening hours. Find out when they're open on Sundays if they are. These guys are hiring. Just scan the code to apply. It's an idea. I could work in Zelino for the time being. Check out their menu. They have some pretty interesting stuff, but man, it's expensive. And that's the way it goes. It looks like a little pod of my people are out here trying to blow by them. What are they doing still out here? It's ridiculous. One of them I kind of like hanging with. I'll find out. Vincent. Tiggy. Rip. Yeah. Bernie. Well, thank you.
I mean, sports gambling in a nutshell, right? I mean,
Peace.
That's what it's
That was nice. Bernie's sweet.
long time.
And I don't know what I don't know. I don't know if I was talking about it earlier. I'm sure I probably was. Some of you may have joined in the last few minutes.
how you doing?
All right. I got nothing, man. Good luck. Gave a little fist bump to the guy. Looks like he's missing a finger. It's rough out there, man. I can't really give to homeless people. It's enabling them to continue that lifestyle. And there are options. But, man, I would love to help him out if I could. So we'll send them a good thought and some good vibes, and we'll send you all a little bit of information about that. That if things were more evenly balanced, we could eliminate a lot of this poverty that's going on. People under certain thresholds could be receiving some benefits to keep them afloat. I do that in Denmark, you know. If you're not making over $30,000 a year back when 2000, when I was living there, it didn't really behoove you to work. The state would give you as much, and you just had to keep up with that. I have a friend actually who's on the dole there, has been because of hypoxia at birth, and that was rough, you know. So she's got this mental condition that requires support, and now she's working some. She's actually joined the Home Guard. Very proud of her for doing that. But it took a long time, you know, to be able to get to the point where she could function well enough because of that hypoxia suffered at birth. She looks fine. Wouldn't know it. But I mean, if you were with her 24/7, you'd definitely know it. So, you know, it's a good thing to be friendly with people and support them and be aware and be watchful and see what's going on around us. I'm not perfect at it by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm aware, I'm awake, doing my fourth way practice. And you're part of it if you're watching. I was going to check out who's here. Linda Blatnick, Lee Penman, Swiss Transport Portfolio, Lost Vibes 100, part of my board of directors. Florian Barkmeyer, MD. Okay, all of you have joined since the last time I ran down the list of attendees. That's 10 besides me. That's pretty good, you know, little world we have here. Let's see what's happening and whether there's space. There's room for me over here at Emissary Pergolino. If so, I'll probably wrap the passing show. If not, I don't think I will. Got folks sitting out in the sun.
Like, there's no way those 8 people are on, like. It's definitely intimidating when you get stuff.
Let's take a look.
I
See what's happening inside. All the tables are taken.
You can see exactly what I actually need.
I'm being a little bit too busy. So we'll go on the way
It was,
and loop back to the house. I don't think there's really a lot more I want to show you all today. That's my neighborhood. That's my normal trajectory. They keep on moving left foot in front of right foot. If you want me, you can find me. It was very nice to be greeted by Bernie. She's a sweetie. And yeah, so a little bit of human interaction goes a long way for some of us. And they're spoiled for choice out here. Met a lady who lives down there. What's her name again? Can't quite pull it up. Peggy. I let her borrow my phone to call a ride. She needed to get to George Washington Hospital and to a doctor's appointment. And she had arranged it the night before, but he hadn't shown up. So she was calling to make sure she got that ride. Senior services, you know. Tried so hard to get my folks to have senior services too, but they didn't seem to close the deal on any of it. I'm not sure if it was processing power that was at risk there. And I just felt we didn't do as good a job as we could have. But we did what we did. So, you know, if cause and effect are in force, everything that's happening is as good as it can be. September 13th, going down to visit my mother. September 26th, I plan to at least make a day trip down that way to attend services for a friend of mine who died at the age of 66 recently. Storyteller, Aesop, a.k.a. Dylan Pritchett. I guess it's more a.k.a. Aesop. That was what he adopted for his Facebook profile, which seems to be gone. I find that sad. I guess the family doesn't need to be reminded. My father's is gone too. My sister must have taken that action to achieve that, or maybe my father had a setting on it that deleted his profile and everything he'd ever put out there. But I remember the very last thing Dad posted was a little video of a bear jumping around on a road, a little baby bear. And the motto, don't forget to be stupidly happy once in a while. Something to that effect. And maybe I'll pull that up today, put that into my post, because an awful lot of what I'm doing here is processing the passing show, documenting for future historians, some primary documentation material, both my perspectives as well as what the lens is picking up. And lady there was wearing a Sanibel Island t-shirt. My Aunt Jane lived on Sanibel with her husband, Bill Grossman, who was a HUD lawyer. Yeah, it was really nice to visit them once when I was a little tight. My sister caught the flu, so it was pretty miserable for her, poor thing. But yeah, life goes on, right? Poor thing. There's my friend Darren. Darren over there in the white crossing Florida Avenue now. It's on his second liver. He made it. He's one of those who made it after abusing things that killed his first liver. He got a second chance at life. My cousin David got the same chance. I went on to try to be a living donor and got screened out of contention. I was the only one in the age range to do it. So did. I was 59 at the time. The fact I got screened out seems to have torn the relationship completely, which is the weirdest thing ever. I think really what was at risk was I had to tell them, I could not do it without some support. And my parents weren't going to subsidize it. Actually, I didn't realize it, but they were in a position to do so, and they didn't. So that was kind of shocking. Maybe. Let's see, when was that exactly? 2022. They had just bought my sister a house. That's right. So my dad really didn't have the money. He had spent it all, giving it to my sister with the expectation of being repaid. Since being repaid now, I guess, in a manner of speaking. She's certainly doing a lot of work to take care of my mom. So those are some thoughts off the top here on the Passing Show. We just watch as life goes by, and we think, and we consider, and we relate our experience to each other. I'm unvarnished, unfiltered, and yeah, I don't know, man. Just no, it seems to me. I could be wrong. Toyota's over there, safe and sound. God, next week I really have to get up with the Exxon guy. Find out when, if ever, I'm going to get my car back. It's been storing it for like 2-3 months now. It's going to be September 1st. I think I'm done waiting. If it's drivable, I'm driving it. It's probably dead at this point, because if you leave it set that long, that's what happens.